that is Lydia Anja and Shanita. You can come and take your seats here. And then we're also going to have Letitia. And Lucky, you're still a guild president. Wow. She's a guild president in St. Joseph's University. In their discussion, mainly it will be about climate change effects to adopted girls and young women. How can we place to adopted girls and young women in their hearts? Who are
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Letitia Anjiri. I'm a third year student at Mbara University of Science and Technology. I'm a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, Livelihood and Farm Production. I'm a team leader in Climate Change Uganda and the Youth Ambassador for Women's Federation for East Uganda. I'm so passionate about climate change and I'm glad that I'm part of this.
And that's where I want, please be attentive because I'll ask each one of us. What should women do so that there is climate justice? And what's your contribution? I know you've been doing a lot. What are those opportunities that you think women can tap into?
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, I'm Letitia here and a climate change activist. As a woman, I feel so proud because we as women, we are seen as marginalized groups in the communities where we come from. And it triggers me a lot to come up and become an active voice in terms of climate change because we have seen climate change affecting us countrywide and international-wide. So, one thing that I want to push for, I'll first start with contributions, what I have contributed to the environment as a climate change activist or as a team leader of in climate change Uganda. We have organized movie nights about environment and cleanups in different areas where, for example, we do cleanups in rural areas or these slum areas. There is an area in Mbara which is called Kashanyara, it's just down here. It's always dumping with plastics, so we normally do cleanups, involve the community members, we educate them how they should properly dispose the waste and recycle these bottles. For example, there is an innovation whereby you can get these bottles and you make them in form of chairs. I don't know whether you have seen those innovations. Like you get how can I call it? You get those bottles, you collect them together, then at the end of it all, you come up with a chair. That is one form of recycling. Yeah. Then another thing, we normally plant trees in different areas where climate change is affecting these guys so badly. For example, we carried out a community one-to-one in different areas in Mbara, especially in Harare. We planted some trees whereby we have ambassadors that are following up on these trees in order to, for sustainability, because you cannot plant trees and leave them like that, they need to be dry. So we normally leave ambassadors in these areas so that they look after those trees. They water them and they educate young people on how they can plant trees and combat all these climate change impacts. Lastly, we as women, I'm looking at renewable energy, whereby deforestation is one of the challenges or one of the problems that is affecting our communities. Everyone is using charcoal firewood, using this efficient method, the fire storing method, which is not good. And as youth or as women, we came up with an initiative, it's called a green initiative, whereby we put charcoal. Charcoal does not consume a lot of charcoal. Yeah, so that is one of conserving energy, so that we don't destroy our environment in terms of deforestation, because a bigger percentage of urban people, they use charcoal compared to rural areas. So we are trying to see how we can conserve our energy. And another thing, we have seen women suffer in collecting firewood, even young girls in our communities. You find that as a girl child, I'm going to tell you a short story. I have my friend who was telling me, like, she's the last born, and that is so sad for her academics. So you can imagine how you can see how deforestation or firewood is becoming a challenge in our areas where we come from. So as youth or as young women, we have to come up with innovations that will actually help us in conserving this energy. Those were contributions that we do as climate change ambassadors. Then what we can contribute, or what I can encourage my fellow young women and youth to do in different communities where we come from. I know we come from different areas, and climate change affects us differently. So one thing we can do is we have to stand out and be the voice for the voiceless, whereby we have to engage ourselves in the leadership, in leadership levels or stages, whereby you have to advocate. You have to be an advocate, because we women, being seen as marginalized groups, you have that, okay, you're shy, you don't stand up and talk to people because you are seen as marginalized groups. But if you can stand up and tell people that this is the way to go about climate change, let us wake up and involve other young people. You are the climate change activists. You have come here. Go and share knowledge with your young fellows. You go and share knowledge with your young women in your community, so that they know about climate change, how climate change is affecting us. Secondly, we have to create a women-led organization or actions, whereby we have to involve ourselves in creating organizations, let's say youth in climate change, or women-led organizations in terms of climate change, so that we can push our fellow women at a grassroots level, so that they can come up and also be part of us. Because with combined efforts, we can fight climate change. For now, I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can note down the questions you love or anything you would love to ask her during her presentation. We'll have it later. I'll go to my friend Shanika. How do we place it in our hearts, especially as the young people, so that they can have love for the environment? And what contribution have you made, or what do you think should be done?
Thank you. As I told you that my name is Namakuna Sharika, and I'm from Kashapa Secondary School. I, as a climate justice club member, it is a great honor to be a member of Climate Justice Club. And the contribution that I've made in this club is that I've been able to plant the trees with my other members. These trees help our environment, or help the atmosphere, or can help us in removing these toxic substances from the atmosphere. And as well as we have been in this area, we have been doing campaigns as the club members about no camera smoker barrel in the school or any other polythene or plastic that has been destroying the environment, also destroying the land, which we can call as land pollution. And as well as we have been trying so hard to tell our parents, as the students at school, telling them that this camera can cause too many dangers to our environment. Plus, as well as we have made many projects such as Climate Justice Club, and as well as I've been able to be involved in them. For example, I, as Shanita, have been able to be involved in a project which was at home of trying to reduce the charcoal use in our environment. For example, by making these briquettes which can be used to reduce the amount of charcoal usage in our community. This project has helped many of us and many people in our community as we are on holiday, and it has enabled many people to understand that charcoal has an impact on our environment, whereby we have to destroy the environment so that we can get what we want. And therefore, these briquettes have has enabled me to spread the word that climate should be taken care of, or that all nature should be taken care of. And as well that she has said that how could I put this into people to say that they should love climate or they should love nature. This thing of loving climate is not taken by everyone, because some people think that we are wasting their time or we are making useless things. But showing people the dangers or the result of this pollution or this destroying of our environment can help them to start loving, to take care of the environment. And taking care of the environment is taking care of ourselves too. Because this destroying the environment is as well as destroying ourselves. As we all know that when these toxic substances get into our environment, it affects our breathing, circulation, or our lungs as people. So it means that if we continue destroying the environment, there will be more and more diseases which affect our respiratory system, and which will lead to high death rates in our communities. And as well as we know that we had the Climate Justice Club, this, as our parents continue seeing us being active in this thing of climate justice, they will also understand that climate justice or being taking care of the environment is good for us, because us as children or us as students, we are the hearts of our parents, we are the minds, because when our parents sees that we are being serious in something, he or she will be proud that my child is doing this. And after that, that parent will be encouraged to tell other girls or other people, telling them that my child can do this, and this can help people to do this. So we should be, us as youth, or us as adolescents, girls or young women, we should be involved in this so that we can make other people love it. The more we love it, the more we make other people to love it as well as we do. And as well as when we are planting these trees, these people in our community, we are able to see us that we are taking care of nature. And this taking care of the nature has enabled people to come and ask, what can we do so that we can also take care of our nature? Because they are facing many problems. As for the rivers, the way how it was polluted, people were being anxious and people were disturbed by the pollution that was being put, by the things that were being put in the rivers. But because of children standing up, and for example, Barabulis from the world stood up and tried to clean up the rivers, this helped many people to understand that we still have people who care. And when one person stands up, it means that we shall all stand up. Yeah. Because, as they say, united we stand and divided we fall. So when we are united, we can do something that nobody can do. So if one person stands up for all of us, we can all stand up so that we can take care of our environment.
These young girls remind me of you think they don't know, but they know everything. even more than we think they need. Thank you very much. And now I go to hope. Do we need adolescent girls and young women movement for climate justice? We really need us, as we are here, to have climate justice. And what has also been your contribution? And if they need it, what should they do? Because you've also done a lot, I can believe, on climate change. I think we should be audible. We are sorry.
My name is Acoyde, and yes, we do need adolescent girls and young women join the climate justice movement. We realize that I am going to start with young women. Mothers are more close to their children. Maybe yes, fathers are also close to their children, but mothers are more close to their children. And if mothers can come up and teach their children to plant trees, to take care of the environment, it will be more easier for us to take care of the environment. Because if this child is raised being told that you have to take care of the environment, you don't have to throw a kavera anywhere you see, you have to plant a tree so that tomorrow you can eat a fruit from it. That will show that that child will grow up trying to protect the environment, trying to love it the more. And that is why we need the young women to join this movement, because they are mothers and they can get through to their children. Adolescent girls, they also need this, because I'm going to use Miss Letitia's example where she was like, a girl, she's going to get firewood and becomes late for school. But if she joins this and tells her parents or tells her mother of making briquettes, maybe bringing in biogas or using electricity to cook so that they don't have to cut down trees so that they get firewood, it will be easier for this adolescent girl to go to school very early and learn. And it will be easier to spread it on, because I don't believe there are other mothers who are going through the same thing, or other adolescent girls who are going through the same thing. When they see such an example, they will live by it, and then life will become better for them. So that is why I think adolescent girls and young women should join this climate justice project. I also think that adolescent girls need this because we realize, especially during the drought season, I don't know why it brings up their hormones, it increases their hormones. Like they are always so easily irritated. And sometimes you find at school it is very hot, maybe they don't even have fans in their classrooms. But what if they had a shade, like a tree shade, and they would go under it, sit down and feel more cooler. So they really need this, they really need to plant trees, and that is why our school has really joined Climate Justice Club so that we can be empowered. And even these adolescent girls, they will learn that we have been looking for jobs. And I have seen people selling seedlings of trees. And so when they lack jobs, they can come up with such a business and start selling trees. We have seen where they are used as fences, as designs, and that will help them get jobs, that will help them get income so that they can contribute to school, achieving more of what they want in their lives.
Thank you very much, Hope. And I think we need to write down whatever questions we have for them, whatever clarification we have for them, they'll answer them. And I'm sure they are good. We are going to go to Lucky. Everyone has talked about, the neighbor has said that, yes, we need a movement. We need to move together so that we can, for climate justice. And that's why we are here to join hands, look for what can, like, we are saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, we are learning from each other. So, after we have done the movement, how do we ensure that adults and girls and young women, there is active participation in achieving climate justice? Yes, we have already formed the movement, we are all here, we're already doing some work. So how do we ensure there is active participation for climate justice?
Thank you so much.
And what?
Thank you.
And also you can add on what you've done. I'm sorry.
Of course, I will start with what I've done and how I started it. Yeah, when, for me, at my university, we started a club of environment club, and we started it after our first workshop we had the other time. Yeah, the history. So they told us that if you go back, make sure you do something. So when I reached there, I had my people who were like, let us be the CEO of this club and let us start it. We started it and look for the activities we shall do. It was very hard for us as young girls, but we announced it that if you want to join the environment club, you just subscribe to 2,000. And most girls never got the idea, but we started a group, we started to 15 girls. Then we started holding meetings, we started looking at the activities we can do so that we can get some more of mobilization and get more girls. So the first activity we looked at was collecting the papers, these papers. These papers, we collect almost 3 kilograms, and each kilogram is at 5,000. We send them to the portrait. They use them to make the portrait, the shapes. So we started selling them. Now we are almost done. We have on our account, on our treasury, we have almost 150,000. And girls have started joining us because at first they were like, these girls, they have started cleaning our university, maybe the university is paying them, but that wasn't true. Cleaning the environment, the litter of these papers, instead of burning them for us immediately after lectures, we collect them, then after collecting them in the evening, those people who are supposed to take them, of course we already have connections with them. Now every day we count 15,000. We are a group of 15, but some people are still joining. We are now almost like 25. We are very few, but we are making something. Then, as we clean the environment, then still we save people from pollution. For example, if they collect these papers most of the time, they always burn them. When they burn them, they cause air pollution, and most people they always get disturbed with this air. So that is what we look at, as simple as that, as the adolescents. And I see it as a very good innovation as young girls, as the adolescents, as we to start looking into some of the things that can build us, some of the new innovations, some of the some of the things that can help us so that in the future, in the years to come, we can be somewhere out of the small things we do for ourselves and we save the environment. We save people. If people see that these people are contributing something to our community, then that can be good, and it is always good if it is done by us girls. You know, for us girls, we are different from boys, and if it is to be on the safer side, let us do things that can be of a good importance and of good ideas. Then another thing, let us always be active and participate in everything, in everywhere in the corridor. As a young girl, you be active, you participate everywhere you go. Make sure you participate somewhere. If they call you to plant some trees, you go there and plant some trees. You plant trees to save the environment. If they call you for any activity, you go there and work with others to save the environment, as we live in a good environment, in a good atmosphere. Thank you for listening.
Wow. I think I wanted to repeat we have a CPO in the house, and I'd explained to him various things we are doing. I told him I have a group of my young people that are doing primary things in climate change. I'm just going to summarize some of the things people in my panel are doing as you prepare your questions and contributions to what they are saying. We have, Letitia says they do cleanups in rural areas, and then they do recycling of bottles, like chairs, and then they form chairs in those bottles. Then they do tree planting, there's renewable energy, some charcoal stoves that they do, and then they involve themselves in leadership. And Shanita, they say they form the Climate Justice Club in their school. They plant trees, they do campaigns about Nukavera, they sensitize their parents on climate change. They reduce on charcoal and they are replacing it with briquettes. And they always talk to people and tell them that nature should be taken care of. And then we have Lucky. We have Hope, who says we need a climate change, we need an adolescent girls and young women movement for climate justice. And then Lucky also says that they formed an environment club after we had a training on climate change. They do resell papers. They collect them from school, resell them. Each kilogram is 5,000. And then they always have active participation. Those are some of the little things I had to note down what our panel has done. And I appreciate you. I'm waiting for your contribution. Any questions for them? Any contribution, like to add on what I've said? Let me begin from here.
Thank you so much. My name is Fortune Msimenta, a student at the University of St. Joseph Mbarara. When we talk of climate change, I think we should be broad. We should make sure that we tackle all the sectors, not only necessarily on planting trees, collecting these pollutant bags. No, we can extend our knowledge to also, you find that there has been like maybe silting of rivers and lakes and oceans, and also that has led, or it has affected the climate or the environment. Also like bush burning and also burning of these papers, most especially that are collected, also that one can make or can change the environment. And I think what can be done or what should be done, I think this thing as young girls we are planning to do or to see how we can change our environment. But I think also before planning about it, also we should see what the government is saying about it. Because for example, when we say cutting trees over, if you are to see a big percentage of let's say campus students, most of them they use charcoal and they use charcoal. There are less that use gas and whatever. And you find that saying that, for example, removing saying deforestation is a problem, yes, it is a problem, but I think we personally cannot change that. I think the government also should be involved in this. For example, if the government puts a policy that each university student should be having, for example, like a gas to use, not these charcoal firewoods, I think that can be very well. And I think that as we girls also not necessarily collecting cotton bags and other things, I think for this thing to work very well, there should be sensitization among people. For example, moving from one place to another, educating people how these things or how like deforestation and other things have affected our environment. And also, I think what can be done, like he said, and she said a good point, clubs can be formed in schools, in campuses, in that those people who are unable to come and attend this meeting, they can also learn from us. And also, she talked about young women. Letitia, this one, she talked about telling young women to educate their children. You see, this thing it is, I understand and I agree with you, but also I think it all starts with the schools, because like of this contemporary world, you find that our parents no longer have time for us to sit with us and tell us this and this. But I think if many lessons are introduced in schools, it can be very good. For example, you find they are teaching about climate change, most especially you find like these topics, they teach them in higher levels of education, and of which I think it would be of use to be implemented in also lower secondary schools and primary schools, in order for us to have good environment and the well-being of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you the panel for your wonderful ideas. Now, people mostly the ones you find in rural areas or even urban have a saying that tit for tat is a fair game, right? So what does this mean? This means that if at all maybe we inform people in rural areas, tell them, please stop cutting down trees. Please don't cut down trees. What will they use to cook them? Trust me, people are going to keep on cutting down trees if what you do is just telling them to stop it. People have that saying of tit for tat is a fair game. So what should we do? As I say, as my drawing says, we can have an urban area whereby we have tall buildings and everything, good roads, everything can happen. But at the same time, on the countryside, where we find people maybe they don't have money maybe to build those big buildings, then you educate these people about afforestation. Let them grow the trees, right? But also teach them that please, after growing these trees, you grow other trees. Like try to teach them afforestation. In this way, I think it will beat it for that. Then I like the idea from the panel they talked about charcoal briquettes. Yeah, I think that we are trying to educate them about innovation. You're trying to tell them, please stop cutting down trees, because if you continue doing it, our environment it is going, because you know what climate change brings, right? To bring drought, that means we're all going to be affected by that. So let's try to teach them creativity and everything. Then, my main concern, why is it that we are like, earlier we had the thing of gender difference, whereby women were put aside and men were the only ones on top, right? But now, accordingly,
we are basically, talking about women. Mostly in this meeting, like it's all about women. The biggest percentage here, we are all girls and women, right? Why are you excluding the men? I'm still wondering why. Because actually, these people, for example, men that have been drafted, they use fuel, so I don't think we should neglect them or we are like only women should do this. No, I think they should also be involved in this change, in finding justice for the climate. Because if you do that, for them they will think that they are spared and they can do anything they want. Yet that's not the fact. So if you're informing them, or if you're informing women, you also inform the men. You also tell them, please, use there's this, I think it's kind of disgusting that men do, being everywhere, fine. I don't think it's fine. Yeah. So you tell them, sensitize them instead of only sensitizing women. Because I think that's kind of gender difference that you're bringing back that was not there before. It was there before and you're bringing it back again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Sheila. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Well, I would like to talk about this. We are all talking about planting trees, Acoyde. We are talking about a lot, but we are not talking about the sanitary towels. We all know that the sanitary towels we use are made out of Acoyde, not so. So when we are planting the trees, how will it come out when we are spoiling the environment? We are not talking about the reusable parts. We as a parents, Shamil, you're called Shamil. You said about parents teaching the young children. So we are not going to teach children about planting trees only. We are going to teach them about how to protect the what? The environment. How about when you're at school, you use incinerators, not so, to burn those parts? Can't they spoil the environment? The smell. You hear that smell from the incinerator. And for these reusable parts, you don't need to burn them, I think, because they are made out of clothes. Yeah, that's my point. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to Bridget. I have another session for media. I hope you're not going to mix. You can say.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to ask Letitia about something small that she talked about. You said that you have formulated a charcoal stove, right? Or what does the charcoal stove use?
This is charcoal, but not all that much. We use little charcoal.
So you're just trying to reduce the quantity?
Yes, reduce the quantity.
But then isn't there any other way that you can forge around it and maybe this stove uses something else like water? Yeah, like very innovative, because when you tell me that you are using little charcoal, that means I'll also go buy the same stove, use the little charcoal. She uses the little charcoal,
No, the type of stove, the type of stove is different from the stove that you are using too.
Okay, you say you have made one stove. Which plans do you have on sustaining this project? Are you planning to expand it and make more steps? Like, are you planning to make more stoves?
Yes, we're planning actually to make it countrywide so that in every district there is our innovation. Yeah, we are trying to come with that innovation and we're trying to sensitize and advise everyone to come up with that.
Okay, thank you.
Only that sometimes we're limited by resources and funds, but we're trying to see how we can come up with it.
And which plans are you having to influence the girls, especially that have gone to a university, adopt using a stove than using other things?
Yeah, thank you very much. For campus girls, I know it's a different thing. It's very difficult for them to come up with this innovation, because you tell someone to use this one instead. She looks at you as if it is something bad or it is something that cannot be possible, because you cannot tell campus don't use a charcoal stove like that we have explained. But we are trying to advise them if they can come up with, okay, they try by all means come up with these gases. Because it is difficult to have tried our level best to save them, but no one has taken up that idea. So we are trying to tell them if they can come up with the gases or use electricity. And because this charcoal, rather the charcoal stove, they cook from inside, and we find that it is affecting their respiratory systems. At the end of it all, they come up with diseases which are very harmful for their health. So we are trying to advise them if they cannot come up with that solution, then they can try other methods with gases and use it.
Okay, thank you so much, Letitia. What I was trying to bring up is, she talked about brackets, right? You use brackets in your home. You do. That's a great initiative. Most of the times we speak these things, but we speak them because there is a congregation. I can tell that most of us in our homes, I come from a village setting. We use we use firewood until my dad cut down all the trees and finally we learned what to use. And that opened our eyes. And then we're like, oh, so there are very many alternatives. That's when he had to come up with a plan. Now, let's plant trees, let's use gas. And now the village setting has turned into an urban setting, whereby no more firewood, no more charcoal. But we are trying to adopt to the new normal. So what I can say, if I told you to talk about these brackets in your homes, let it not just be a word to talk about in public. I know most of us here, back in our homes, yes, we are mothers, but we have our charcoal stoves. And from here, after talking about using briquettes, we are going back to light our charcoal stoves. When we go back to our villages, we are going again to go cut the trees and get firewood. So if at all that is the case and we are planning to be advocates, let's go back home. If it has been charcoal, at least let's try to adopt. You know how much charcoal costs weekly, and you know how much gas costs as well. If at all you can fill your gas maybe at 50,000, 55,000 monthly, you can also count how much is a sack of charcoal that I'm going to use monthly. When you estimate or when you weigh, you'll find that it is either the same or even gas is far much better than charcoal, whereby we can have protected our environment. Thank you.
We're going to have Judy and then Sankara.
She's not here. Still morning. So morning. Like I have said, I'm told I will mix languages. We never know. So, Mugamba had Gasiri can work together in that perspective. Stop down me. For example, Yonkapura, deep in the village, Korea Nyarwanga. I hit gas in when I was 20 something. So I was in my late 20s. Then I had to watch in there, I cannot collect it. You know? So, China in that phase. Jirangu hati nyowe jutu tokulire nyarubanga kuri yo mucyaro takumanya gas. Naza kuridanta ubuhama. Yes, gas ni much. Wakati bisensia kama mama mugandara gas. Na naomba mama mwenye tichera gas na kujatu mwana acha bakajana baraka. And she's right. Hakuwa gas ni kiyo town konka. The advice I can give to us, of course, another message of concerning the environment in Kaziha. I hope umbiaro na maticha kabile match spread. Konga hali yaba tabo kwa desa kosa amashageni. I don't know how they do it. So the process is long, maybe if we try encouraging abazire bita badoko okamashago tukiri gatano mutoche bwizura tugaberona nimba nabanyiza konga why advising abazira bari in that village kwaje konkana mama akamashago gatinde kantu ya mugasa kandi nene tajisa kubaza ushobora munonga gasi ne yamba tema ebiti kwa amakara igarike yambaho okugira ngo na fume ya that biogas terike eyiyo tekumwe tinyingi nenerinche ekyo kigaruka kiyamba hecho benda nekindi to advising kare as youth now we should learn to plant trees. We should learn to plant trees. You cannot tell me that you don't have anywhere to plant it. Okay, go back in the village. Please run down with one hour. You cannot lie to me if you don't have a village. So try to plant trees. Learn to plant trees. Watakumka, at least one or Jedalaka Kahaya, Bakabuza, I think to where the grown down, Bakabuza child. You want to have making a sure we go with the mango tree. Otachi Irewa, Gavara Lake, to Romania, they open up a Gabriel. No, Gavara, Konka, Jazo, Pachi, Kuriedana environment, Ruku taking that initiative, come on to Mania how to conserve the environment, and Okuji. I don't have a book of Guma from country.
And on that point, ask us, what are the alternative sources of energy? I can try and get your views on other alternatives that you have, that we have already talked about. Yes, yeah?
There's this option of using the maize water, things that called maize. Yes. So after getting maize off, you can get it and put it in a stove and look for it. When it lights up, it can as well act as much as what you want to use.
Wow. Some of us are hearing that for the first time. Wow. Indeed, you deserve other alternative sources of energy. Yes.
Thank you. Another alternative is a bit, a tomb,
Can we, Sheila, okay, yakugambira enkonya ekitumba okoko mutumba ekyo kyahansi ekyo hansi nina ekikuba kyo kirango kitano not just stay down. Yes. So okukyandika okakitemaatema nkikola nti any other? We'll go to Sakala's submission.
Oh, thank you very much once again, ladies and gentlemen. I think I will start with resting the fears of our student who wondered why the room is actually full of women and young girls and men are few. Now globally, the statistics show climate change actually affects women more than it does with men. In fact, 80% of people displaced by climate change are women. Because perhaps it's them that are involved in work that requires a stable climate. If we go back to the village, it's my mother who is going to go to the shamba. It is most likely you that is going to cook. So if water is affected, if you're most likely going to be affected the most. And I want to believe that Acoyde's dream is to make sure that we create more ambassadors who are female. Because I mean, at the end of the day, this challenge is affecting you more than it does with men. So it is actually a good one. We embrace it. I will also come back to the university students within us. How many of us are university students? University students. Okay, only 3 of us. Most of them I know are not going to raise up their hand, but the university, Bridget here, Sheila, at least I know many of them, yeah? The beauty with the university is that it gives you a chance to, innovate, research, and give us sustainable solutions. Now it is your chance to shine, develop as many solutions as you can. Thanks to Letitia for the innovation that we have. But can we study now solar? I think it's one energy that we are not utilizing much when it comes to cooking and the rest, perhaps because of the consumption. But I know universities really provide that opportunity for you to innovate around that area. Also, my university students, and actually generally all of us, how many of us have smartphones? All of us. You're not going to raise your hand, but at least I know we all have smartphones. We are going to find like 2 or 3 people that do not have. Now the power of social media is also here to help us. When we say become an ambassador, we grow a movement within climate change, then we can use smartphone actually to help us do that. The Save River Rizi campaign that we recently had was most importantly geared by social media, because someone is sharing a picture of Rizi and you never know the sponsor is coming on board. Let's use these phones. Then finally, I personally from Creative Africa, we are coming up with a platform called Swap, where we will be swapping raw materials for finished products. Now that is to say, if you have kavera, you have whatever bichafu that you have, there are companies willing to exchange them with finished products. So you bring your garbage and then you can take finished products in terms of, it's going to be charcoal briquettes, I would say. It's going to be whatever they make from the resources that you're bringing. Now you can sell those ones as a business model, and that is what we are going to be doing. So if there is anyone in the building that is already, dealing with collection of garbage, then we should be able to actually talk immediately after this. Otherwise, thank you very much. The talk is healthy.
Thank you very much. We are going to have another discussion. Okay, I'm going to allow 2 people, maybe, first of all, Sakara is another station where I'm going to discuss about social media. And I wanted to also introduce about this project, talk more about it maybe. Okay, it's a movement of adolescent girls and young women. But we are only not working with adolescent girls and young women. But we're saying, how can we join together? What do we need? So that when we are fronting one thing, and then later other activities will have to involve men. We can never leave out men because they are part of us. God created man and woman. There is no way I'm going to say the project is for only ladies. Yes, this time round it's only ladies because we wanted to have one voice. What can we discuss as women, and then we come up with, so that when we are discussing with the men, we So for this, it is just an Inception meeting. And some people came in different, for example, Janina came as a leader. Unfortunately, she's a lady. But if it was a man, it would be okay with that. So there are very many people here who came. For example, Judith represented an organization, they would have sent a man. Topi would have sent a man. Yeah. So, but when most times when they send an invitation and they are like for women, someone would love to send a woman so that they can also have their voice. But we are fighting for equality. Thank you. We're going to have Sheila. After Sheila, we'll have Hajat. And then after Hajat, my panel will take a seat. And I'll tell you what.
Thank you very much. So about the issue of having women being brought on board, I usually think it is a good thing for us to solve problems starting from the ground, like at the grassroots. If we are to look at Uganda as a country, almost 85 to 90% of the people that cook in our homes are women. Now imagine every woman decided and they're like, I'm not going to use firewood. Like if it is just one woman, because you know that 90% of the people that cook, if you're here and your dad cooks in your home, feel free to raise up your hand and then we see the statistics. Yeah, so that is why we want to engage these adults and girls and young women to take this action. So if they take the action, actually, we can have these climate injustices reduced. So that is why we want to start from where exactly the problem is. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Nice, thank you.
Sorry, I'm Sharon, but if you stay with the Hajat, you become one. Mine is about innovation. We've talked about afforestation. Sorry, I'll mix languages also. Most cases in villages, people fetch water from very far. You've got rain, it has rained, it's muddy. So someone to go carry a jerrycan of water to bring home, it's better you innovate on your own. Not everyone can afford to build a tank or to buy one and install it. So in some villages, we've had leaders help us innovate some tanks. You just dig a hole in your compound where you see that it's suitable. Then you use, how do you call them? Vitundubari, mutekamu, and then you put like iron sheets on top. And then you put mirembeko, and then you collect water. Instead of going to the well or a river to fetch water, you have it in your own compound.
Thank you very much. I'll let my panel have a seat. Yes.
When you get to your traveling, let's say you're traveling from Barrett camp or anywhere, and maybe you're sitting with a neighbor, and maybe he or she has finished taking a drink and he has an empty bottle, and you see her or him throwing that bottle outside. Try to advise her or him, because there's a big problem that we are facing as Ugandans. The environment is being spoiled because of those bottles. So try and advise your neighbor so that he or she can keep that bottle until he reaches and he will raise his thing and say, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's 12:15. Our next session, I invited the CEO, I invited some leader. I want them to talk to us about maybe what the district is doing, what is expected of us on their side. Then from there, we are going to have a challenge. I think you're seeing very many cameras around. Some are from TV West, creative media, somehow do photos. So it's going to be a challenge. They are going to tell us, they are going to first give us a challenge. I don't know how they are going to do it. They have different challenges that are organized for us. Some are photos, some are videos. It will be led by Sankara. He will direct us on what to do. And get prepared for that. My partner, you can have a seat. So get prepared for that. You're going to have a challenge on media. And then after the challenge, they're going to come and talk to us about how we can use media. How we can use media. So it's going to be very interactive. I think there are sessions which involve even taking photos and videos. I think it's video. They're going to talk after we have finished the challenge. I would love to invite the senior CBO to come and have a word to us. I think he has had a lot of things that I wanted them to talk after we have talked so that they can tell us what they can know where we are. Thank you very much.
We all here in Okay. My name is Mutizi Godfrey. I work in the Mbara District Local Government as Senior Commitment Movement Officer in charge of elderly passion program of resistance. Do you know that program? It's called SAGE. So, and the people living with disability, in the local sectors and the district. So it's good we are here to talk about the environment. And as a district, we have a full department. Njani Mtimanyango is very well known that we always give out free trees of plastic. We have the environment officer in charge of that. This lady was here talked about when you study with a neighbor in a bus or a taxi and that person has taken a drink and trying to grab the empty bottle. Try to advise. You know there is a law carbon about the same. Whoever is driving must have a dustbin in your lap. The traffic officer will be stopping you, you show it to him or her, then you are allowed. If you don't have it, you will be taken to court. And the penalty is big, around 10 million. So you can see, but with Uganda, they always propose good laws, but implementation is always a challenge. The other day on Sunday, I was in Jimanda for a burial. So they have started something very, very good about the environment. Before they bury that late person, they plant a tree as a symbol of remembrance. But I can see in Mbara, people holding these plastic bags, collecting empty bottles. I stay somewhere in the city. There is a collection center for empty bottles. White carbon washing. Huge like this building. So those people are also doing their good too. You can visit there and you talk to them. So Mbara, we support people dealing with the environment. We have also started a campaign for those CBOs and CSOs. CBOs, what is a CBO? No, those many look signing their certificates and endorsing those constitutions. Before I sign it, what are you talking about the environment? You have that component of preserving the environment. If you don't have, we advise take back this constitution. Policy, you put that component of environment. We talked about gender inequality. Actually, NGOs is locally, they are the culprits as to why there is somewhere, somehow, gender inequality. When they are inviting for meetings, they don't invite them. Look at this, Alex Tongole, they are working with it as a district. Egipa, are you a beneficiary? Because it looks at young ladies and women, young girls and women, empowering them to do skills for them to achieve, for them. The other day I was asking them, these ladies you are empowering, actually there is a workshop going on for 15 days. There are about 35 TOTs, they are all ladies, but that's only an option. So when I was opening their workshop, I asked them, you are now empowering these ladies to go and empower their colleagues, and soon they will be getting married to an empowered gentlemen. What do you expect? The lady is empowered, the boy is, the man is not empowered. So it's high time the NGOs brings on board also boys. Because I think para hati ibir hati ini kalau makala ini nama nasi bukan cara cuma instrumental. I think it will be a challenge. So I take this opportunity to thank all of you. I've been letting you know for each other is that environment. It is our role, it is every person's role, especially where the environment is given first priority. When it comes to its preservation. Around the riveries, so we planted very many trees. Human Rights Day, we planted also very many trees around Boma. So, community, we are doing something. So, I thank you so much. Especially who are ambassadors to your colleagues. And please always take it to the village. And it ends there. But it is your role as a role model. So, thank you so much. NGOs, please. Abashinda mwongere mama tulete mtibazi.
And it's on that point that I appreciate why you are telling me if you find climate change is not on your list, you tell someone, you need to go back and revise what you've sent to me. We appreciate that. And I forgot to tell you my beautiful flower here. There is nothing, everything here has no effect on the environment. Inside, maybe to my paper. This is what is inside. Here, they've chose. They call it chose. You will feel it later. Even the ink we use, we just get it from flowers and make colors. Instead of having these artificial flowers, if I put it in the environment, it will get spoiled. I'd rather have this. Someone makes them that is part of our team. That's why I decided to come and show it to you. So that we need to change. Even if I get tired of this flower and I throw it in the environment, it will decompose and make manure. Thank you very much. This is an Inception meeting for our new project. We are trying to build the movement of adolescent girls and young women for climate justice. We could not forget one of our target groups are leaders, especially the female leaders, because they are our voices. When they are in the council, they are talking on our behalf, because we send them there to talk on our behalf. And that's why you had the CTO and among the leaders. And I would love to invite Jelina, your representative, everyone here. And just have something small for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Shira, for the opportunity. My name is Jelina. I represent the young people of Mara City as the youth council. I thought today I would be a participant, like any other participant, because we politicians, we normally talk a lot, so when we get into such platforms, you also want to sit and then listen to other brains, and you get to that you can chat to, but still I'm important. Climate change. I was here for a few minutes, I read a rush out, came back, but I found you in the middle of a discussion talking about the things that we can do, how can we protect our environment. The environment is our responsibility, either you're man, you're woman, you're leader, because we all live in environment. And no one needs to live in an environment which is spoiled, which is destroyed. We all want to feel that comfort. And when I listen to some of the panelists, I want to echo the issue of littering. If we want to conserve this environment, it has to start with us. And we need to change our attitude towards it. You can't just go out in one of the red corner shops, buy a bottle of water, after drinking it, you just throw it anywhere. And then you come back in this session and you start telling us how you're conserving the environment. When you just littered a bottle of Lorenzo outside, that means you're doing contrary to what you're saying. So it has to begin with us. How are we behaving towards the environment? What is our contribution
towards protecting it. What have you done? If you see someone doing something that is really wrong, what have you done? Or you just keep on like, we gave you, of course, there are rules that are put in place. For how many, even when those are in place, we do like, implementation. The other is always pass laws. This is good, but you don't take a step ahead. Say, okay, the law is in place, but I have to implement it. You wait for the enforcement to come and run after you when you throw a bottle, when you degraded a wetland. Just wait for that moment for the enforcement team to run after you. That's when you feel like, oh, the government has implemented the law. So I feel like it's everyone's responsibility. There's like the person, I had one of the panelists talking about having these sessions in institutions of learning. But before we go to institutions of learning in universities, high school, primary school, I think we need to zero it at the family setting. If you take a look back in your home, what's happening there? You might find photos littered everywhere, umbrellas littered everywhere. There are no trees, but you want these sessions to be in institutions of learning. I think we need to bring it at the level of family setting. Let us embrace the values of protecting the environment right away from our homes. And I appreciate the fact that if we plant trees, let us also consider fruit trees. The mangoes, the oranges, the kedos, you know, it's two-way. You're planting trees, but you're also having these fruits that will also, you know, improve on your diet, that will improve on your health. So it's just two-way. Having trees to protect the environment and also having fruits that you will feed on later on. And there's a person who needs to harvest in water. Have you realized that every time it rains, you find water flooding all over? Because it has rained. After 1 week, then we start complaining how it is cold, how we suffered drought, but then we forget to collect that water that is being wasted. Not thinking that this water, if we harvest it, let's say for the people who are doing farmers, you will still continue with your farming, even when it has, even when the drought has come, but you still have this water harvested to continue with your agriculture activities. So I think we need to look beyond we need to widen our minds and look at how best. That is also one way of conserving the environment. You have your plants, but the plants will still grow even when it is drought. Because we took advantage of the seasons when there were rains, we collected water. So I think we need to look at that. Then, what have we done? I think on our part as leaders, now I wanted to highlight a few things that I picked from your discussion. What have we done? Of course, we've always had sensitization sessions in our communities. We have meetings with community members. We tell them what they are supposed to do. What are they not supposed to do? The do's and don'ts in our communities. And then our law is also to have these policies put in place. If they find we are all aware that we are not supposed to do any farming activity in wetlands. But I'm aware, some of you even have these close relatives who are doing farming in wetlands. People know that they are not supposed to do that, but they still go ahead and do it. They know what they are doing is really wrong. So our part as leaders, make sure that you have these policies. In case you're found in that, you're held accountable. You will share a fine, maybe you be in prison according to the laws and the policies that are there. So ours is always put these policies in place so that you follow accordingly. And another thing is that, of course, how do these policies come in place? So how do we sit and say, if they can either be laws, they can be policies or they can be bylaws. At our level, we pass bylaws. The policies are passed by the parliament. So ours is to make these bylaws, but which work in hand in hand, which work in line with the policies of the nation, passed by the parliament. So we also have a fully fledged department for environment and the city, for example, where I sit. So they're always out in the community. Much as we have the few areas in the city setting, but the other areas which are in the main city, for example, the former division, the former division, those are the areas that were out of town that you are going to the city. So, and I'm sure those areas have the wetlands. They also have new issues concerning the environment. People are cutting down trees, and I would encourage that at least, yes, in the village setting, people are talking about using the gas cooker, which will be a bit high. Talking about biogas, some people don't have cows. I'm a shy bazagi and where would they get the cow down from? So we shouldn't assume that everyone can have cow down to process the biogas. But what if we come up with a policy of you cut one tree, plant two. Cut one, plant three. Cut one, because we are trying to make sure that you consider all categories of people. Those who are in town can afford gas, do that. Those who have cows but their cow dung is just being wasted, encourage them to do the biogas. And then those who don't have cows, but they still need firewood, they still need to cook and eat. So how all goes? So we need to look at different categories of people, not generalizing according to how according to their life setting. And I like the fact that we are encouraging young girls. This is basically for gender inclusivity. Generally, before it, just like one said, before it were men, now we are bringing women both. Because these are the issues that affect the girls. As who prepare food, and then maybe generally men are out there looking for money, but who puts the food on the table to make sure that it can be served is us. So I think the issues that we're discussing much affect us, and us finding a way forward on how we can come up with solutions. I think, Shira, yes, I think I've said it all, so I've summarized it. Thank you very much. Unless there's something that will come up, then I'll say it. Any questions? Any questions you have for her? How do I go to the council? That's my first question. How do I join the council? Any other questions? Okay, not any questions for her? In her submission? If not, thank you very much, Janina. Even on short notice, you're always around. I appreciate. We are live on YouTube, Creative Media. We are live, so everything that is happening here is live. And very many people are following us. We are on Facebook at Action for Youth Development Uganda, Twitter, Action for Youth Development Uganda, and you can follow us, you can like our page. We are also on how do they call this photo? Instagram. We're also on Instagram. So you're live on all platforms. Thank you very much.
we are here talking to my friend. Akamba kantu kanshemeza naenda nimukamanyi. She has a friend. Abana atambula mu kyalo yashangaye banywa soda. Baba ko trouble naga buto yavuga motoka yeye yatakufahamu abunagire yabutotora yabuto motoka yagenda yagaruka yafatira umukibere yabagaruka. Icyo cyereka ki aba bantu biyatorotorero gucupa kato motoka kagaca kavanagera ko yabaye mu the sense of humor bakamenya ikiyaje n'amezi. Haza nyewe I really don't advise you munibongarike mu manager. Kongo wavuga n'agacupa. Please, no kwa kugenda kwasirota boto ya renzo tambo mutakajya tuwaumya cyane. Mutamu tuminemu dustbins. At least kanaga ho kureba ngashobora kubanuka. Mbene bomye Uganda mu ruci. Tugeze kutorotoro gucupa in case we need that car empty bottle. Kugira ngo at least ekituruka tutaba tuziranga abatubagizi directly impacting twakora outside that society.
She says that talking of innovation and creativity, last night I was watching the news on NTV. If anyone of you have been doing it, they were broadcasting a floating island in Lake Victoria. And this gentleman was telling a story that he made that floating island out of plastics. So he told the fishermen to collect all those plastic bottles that they normally throw in water every time they are doing their fishing activities. So they collected, he would give them some money. So after collecting them, he made a floating island, a very beautiful floating island. And I'm sure I'm going there this month. I have to visit it. It's that kind of innovation that the person came up with, taking an extra mile, looking at the plastic bottles which are always in water. Of course, it affects the fish that we normally take. That of course, if the fish has taken that toxic thing, that means we also consume. At the end of the day, we'll be complaining of cancer, we'll be complaining, of certain several diseases. So this gentleman came up with that idea of floating island. Very beautiful. You see? So I think if everyone can be innovative in one way or the other, there are so many ways that we can be to save that environment. Just plastic bottles. I've seen people doing plastic, they use those plastic bottles to do the fencing. They assemble their houses, even in houses. So there's this slogan that I've normally had, that waste is not waste until you've wasted it. So every waste, you can make anything useful out of it. You just have to think out of the box, be creative enough, and see what we can do to save the environment. It all goes back to us. It's not the environment, the government will come up with the policies, there will be laws put in place, but at the end of the day, it's all about us. What are we doing within our communities, within our institutions, within the different spaces that we normally work or stay? It goes back to us. Our attitude toward food. If we change our attitude, I'm sure we can change, we can make a change, and we can live in a better environment that we all wish to live in. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have two submissions. Yes, Tony. No.
I was here thinking of government programs that we are offering. We have YLP, that is the Youth Livelihood Program. We have WEB, Uganda Women Entrepreneurs Program. We have SAGE, Social Empowerment for older persons. Then we have the Myoga. Then we have PDM. We have money for people with disabilities. That is National Social Grant. If our government can say, before you access this money because they are for groups. Each group must have planted 10 trees, and it becomes like a qualification for you to qualify. It can help. Because now if you go like down in the villages, what PDM is. They have created awareness, enough of it. They have sensitized people about PDM. If the government can do the same about the environment, preservation. This meeting is also gathering the what? The recommendations. If you can recommend it to government, then I think it can be a very, very good starting point. Thank you so much.
So nyowa kabenisha baninga kukomendinga ngo nosanga group eri y'abantu kama 50 kumwa kushitaho kali nkaka kwa kulizongo ejo group kujiregisteringa every member ashemere kuba abiro muti gumwe ninge ebiri omukaye ekintu ekyo nkibasa kongira kutuyambaho kusanga ngo tutasa obutonde bwitu then ekindi NGOs requesting ngo emisomo keji yaba nebasa kukira kimwe aha ground kuriya bano sanga ngo comparish oba harimo kevina kabingani situation ashenga kurunga so wasanga akwa every month no sanga ngo bahina hiba kweteranira as a group osanga batunka ka 60 ninga 70 barho bashitana so wasanga ngo numubano mubegeseza nka mwanya ogwe information nene kira kimwa ha ground yegini nyini. It is good of course nora nguhatune abana b'amashomero koka these young sisters bakusiya information kuri yo wa mama ground kigumire umwendo babasa no kubisibwa mu kirasi so otherwise mwe bare no
maybe to supplement on that at noreba nka Rwanda before you cut a tree you must have a license you must have a permission otakatemere muti noboine orusaku rwo wachairman LC1 ekibirane cyawe buri kimwe niyo wakikozere but cutting it down is an offense without a permission is an offense so if such can be adopted here in Uganda then we can move.
Mine was also within that same line. It was also going to DCO. We are fortunately or unfortunately living in an urban area, and housing, of course, is growing at a big speed. People are building now and then. Now, the building sites originally, some of them will have either trees and the lights within the climate change that we're talking about. So Sankara will cut down the trees to clear my site and I'm going to build, and that's okay, that ends there. So it would be another humble request that Papa, you could now take the message to the city council, I guess. It could, I think, be again a policy question that while I am planning to build, I might want to replace whatever resources that I cleared before I set up my building. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now we are going to our media people. I'll hand over to Bridget she'll take up from where I have stood. They can take up their seats. the media people, for them, they feel they'll do it practical. Yeah. So it's only Bridget who will tell you about what you're supposed to do, use of social media and whatever. I don't understand the social media, and then we'll go to the practical bit of it. You understand? You don't even see it. Oh, you can see it.
Here with me is Mr. Acoyde. If you can tell us more.
Okay, thank you very much. I am Acoyde. I'm from an emerging media platform called Creative Media, which is a platform under Creative Africa. But I've also previously worked with Cruise FM, also with Ilaka Radio in Uganda, and also TV, just like she put. Very glad to be talking to you this afternoon.
Okay, I'll start by giving an example. Every time we talk about environment, we talk about climate, we always just get stuck in my mind and I keep thinking of what I haven't done, what I have not done. But I also relate it to constructing a house. Have you ever imagined, I know that most of us as students, we haven't constructed houses, but when we are hearing from the big men and big women or our parents, they always tell us they are focused when they're constructing houses. They focus on the concrete, they make sure that the foundation is very firm. Reason being, they know the repercussions, and the repercussions are, we all know them, but when you build a house on just a simple foundation, you know what happens. So just relating it to climate, we also have to think about how can we make a concrete for having this climate justice. Which concrete should we use? Which foundation should we build? And that is what brings us here as social media personalities. Mr. Sankara, I do not know the campaigns that you've really joined, the things that you've really run around to ensure that you promote climate justice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to do this chapter. Who was born in, which month is this? Feb. Who was born in Feb? Okay. God loves you so much. This is a gift for you. Temporarily though. Thank you very much. Okay, so who was born in January? The month we've just concluded? No one? Okay, somehow they are going to say you are never born. I was born in March, the month we are about to go to. Let me see. It's time to focus on, okay, please focus. Focus on that. Who was born in April? Okay. We'll be taking pictures. Your gift is going to come after. Don't worry. Who was born in May? Someone? Okay, the two gadgets. Okay. Thank you very much. Wow. Okay. Who was born in June? But now I will have to. Okay, at least. Okay. The road to climate. Okay. Hit the road. Now this gift is one. Okay. Okay. For this one really is about how you manage it. This lady already stood up because she wanted it, badly wanting it, and she takes it. Okay. So what we're going to do is our birthday ladies and gentlemen are going to first take pics with their gifts. Okay. Then after that, we are going to be able to join them and have a group photo, right? But that is to say, at the end of that group photo, in case you also want to pose with a gift, that is not yours really. You are allowed, okay? You are also allowed, but after the group photo, yeah? So let's have our babies first. Yes, our babies first. Okay. Okay. Wow. A little bit. Okay. Now, if I knew a song that talks about Obutonde, we should have sung it. Okay? Which one is that? Uganda Singa Bulaya? Oh, that's a nagging one. Amatoke mawate, Resukura Semente. That one was going against our Ndigo. Okay. Yes. So from this one here, can we have one from this background? One picture, one single. Okay. So that means you go first. The rest of us can extend. Not going to sit. Little bit extend. One click. That's done. Okay. You give me my this now scissors to be a gift. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Climate change is changing. Climate is changing, so we should. SDGs. This is looking like Miss Uganda. Okay? Wow. Okay. And there goes our babies. Wow. Okay? Thank you very much. So we are going to have, who did get a gift? Me. Come. Who did get a gift? We are going to take one group photo of them, and then the rest of us can join them and have one group photo, yeah? I didn't get. You delay your phone. First come, first serve. Okay. So we are going to have a group photo, then after that, we can join them. Okay, that's done. So can we join them? The group, all of us can join them. One time they should go. Because I think we will take us that one is hidden, Madam President. Okay, they're saying right now, see. Hey, okay. Yeah, I'm a student and I need to come right in front. Yourself, where are you? Okay? One student is right here, special exam. Right there, yes.
They can't all go.
Why don't?
We're going to change it.
That's the one that
No, no.
Let one of you also sit here. One step, please. One step. Okay, let's not change that. Then we're here or there. Sorry. You said cheese. Okay. Okay? That's it. Our students, sorry, let's have one picture of you. Yes, don't worry. I am in my uniform, kindly please. Discuss by Miss So I told them, but don't cover the patch. Bring it down a little bit. Take it out. Okay. Yeah, we're done.
Huh?